What proves employer responsibility in vicarious liability cases? Imagine a situation where someone gets hurt because of an action taken by a worker. Who is responsible? Sometimes it's the employer, but how do we know when that's true? That's what we're here to find out. The main thing to look for is whether the person who caused the injury was actually an employee. If they were an independent contractor or a third party, the employer usually isn't responsible. It's about the relationship between the employer and the person who caused the harm. Next, we need to see if the worker was acting within their job duties. If they were doing something related to their work, like delivering packages or fixing a machine, then it's more likely the employer is responsible. If they were doing something personal, like running an errand for themselves, then the employer probably isn't liable. Another important point is whether the employer had control over what the worker was doing. If the employer directed how and when the work was done, that shows control. For example, if an employer told a worker to pick up supplies or drive a company vehicle, that's a sign of control. We also look at whether the worker's actions caused the injury directly. If the worker was negligent or made a mistake that led to harm, then responsibility can be linked back to the employer. The injury must be connected to what the worker was doing at the time. There are some exceptions, like when an employee is on their way to work or heading home. Usually, employers aren't responsible for accidents during commuting unless they're requiring employees to use their own vehicles for work, or if there's a small detour related to work tasks. Employers can lower their risk by having clear policies, training employees well, and making sure they follow rules. They should also carefully choose who they hire and supervise their staff properly. In the end, proving employer responsibility in vicarious liability cases is about showing the worker was doing their job, under the employer's control, and that their actions caused the injury. This helps ensure that the right parties are held accountable for accidents that happen during work.